Welcome, folks. Welcome. My name is Juan Vitas, and I'm the founder of Winning on Wednesday. Winning on Wednesday is a platform that meets every Wednesday at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And the purpose we're there for is to build meaningful relationships and get to know each other. I always say people do business who they know, like, and trust. And today I have the pleasure of meeting my friend Ben Jackson. Hey, Ben, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Juan?
Good, good. So quickly introduce yourself.
Sure. My name is Ben Jackson. I am one of the owners of Ben's General Contracting Corp. My brother is my partner. He's the other owner. We've been in business 43 years. We're a local company. I lived in Freeport my whole life. My company's been in Freeport my whole life. Born in Rockville Center, but I've lived here my whole life. My family is here, and I want to keep my family here. My business is here. I own a building off Woodcliff Avenue. We have an office here. We have an office staff. We like to accommodate our customers. We do a ton of building, we do a ton of remodeling. So we're interested in giving people the product they want.
Okay, excellent. And when you were little, did you have any ideas what you wanted to become, or any clue of?
It's funny. Even as a little kid, I always liked to work with my hands. As a story, we were at my grandmother's house, and they put me in a crib, and I was, I don't know, 1 or 2 years old, very young. And I came out and I had all the spindles in my hand. So I took the crib apart to get out. And it's been like that ever since, even growing up. I take stuff apart, put it back together, see how things work. I was always very interested in mechanical things.
Excellent. And do you have any role models or anybody that inspired you?
Yeah, I mean, I like to say both my parents, but especially my father. My father was a little bit different. He was a Harvard graduate, a college professor. But we'd have great discussions and debates, but always on a civil basis. He loved listening, and he always, we were always able to disagree on a very respectful manner. So, that was very admirable. And obviously, he was extremely smart, so I loved listening to him.
Yeah, wow. Diplomacy, as you mentioned before.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's excellent, excellent. And did you have any hobbies or interests, or what are some of your hobbies or interests?
Ooh, here we go. So I'm an avid boater and fisherman. I hold a 100-ton captain's license. I'm a certified dive master. I've trained divers for quite a while. I love skeet and target shooting. I have many organizations that I'm involved in. Cooking. I started making sausage, making wine, making pickles. We just made 1,000 pounds of tomatoes. We crushed them and made tomato sauce. So we have tomato sauce for the year for everybody. We did a bunch of friends. It's a great day. So those are some. I love socializing with my friends also.
Oh, that's great. Wow, that's excellent. And did you tell us about your first experience with your work experience, your first job? What was your first job like?
Sure. My first real job was when I was just out of high school. I installed car stereos and car alarms. And it kind of fit in with what I liked because I loved learning stuff mechanical and working with my hands and wiring and everything else. And if I remember correctly, I have the record of being installer of the month 6 months in a row. So that was and that's at a very young age. That was just out of high school. I was 17.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you were ahead of your time.
Well, like to think so.
And what made you go on your own? What was your experience with that?
So after this short stint at the working stereo place, I worked with my girlfriend's father in construction. Did that for a few years, and then I went off and I joined the union. And in the union, I learned a tremendous lot. I have a ton of respect. The union is a great place to be and a great place to learn. Hung out with the old timers who built Levittown, so I learned a lot of wood framing while we're doing commercial work. It was pretty interesting. And that kind of led into I was working on the side, doing my little projects on the side here and there, weekends, nights, whatever it may be. And finally, I decided, I was eventually a foreman in the union. I was getting the phone calls at night, and had to run to Brooklyn in the morning and go here and do this, and where's my material list and things like that. And I thought to myself, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it for myself. And here I am today.
Wow, excellent. And that's amazing. And so At this point, I like to call the golden moment. It's information they like to leave behind for that can help a business or a business person to become better. Do you have any information that you like to share or give some examples of?
Sure, an interesting story is when for many years I thought to myself, my competition's a devil and I hate them and they're destroying me. And I came to realize it really is it's really just the opposite. I join trade organizations, I deal with contractors all over the state. I have a question for them, they have a question for me. We work together. We don't understand something, we can get the understanding, and it's been much more beneficial. I joined a couple of trade organizations. I got very involved, and it's worked out much better for me. It gives you a better understanding of the business.
So you networking, right? It's one
Yeah,
of the
it's
things that,
networking, but it's not just networking because I'm not the contractor calling the attorney. I'm the
right,
contractor calling the other contractor.
right,
So and not that an attorney can give you good advice and you can learn from that also, but it's very, very tunnel sighted, learning directly about your business or directly about your problem, you
right.
know?
I see it like almost like the doctors, right? The doctors don't compete with each other. They see each other as like colleagues, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They respect each other. They don't really try to compete with one another, but it's always helpful. So it's like colleagues and having that cohesiveness. I
And
always
after a while, you realize that there's enough work for everybody.
right.
And, you help someone, they help you. It all comes around, it all goes around. It all
But,
works out well.
but do you think that's like a level of maturity as far as a business is concerned, or like
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm another man from when I first started. There's no doubt about it. I was a hothead when I first started, and now I kind of, old dog, new dog kind of thing.
No, it's all good. But speaking of networking, and listen, thank you so much for this interview because I have the pleasure of introducing you as the president of the Freeport Chamber of Commerce as well. Do you belong to other networking groups or organizations or spheres of influence?
Oh God. So
Yeah,
quite a few.
we
Okay.
have time. We have time. Dude, don't worry. We have plenty of time. We have plenty of time. We have plenty of time.
as I said, I was on the executive board of the National Association of Remodeling Industry, which eventually became the professional remodeling organization, who I am a member of. I was a member of Libby, the Long Island Builders Institute. I chaired a board at the county for the Home Industry Board, which is basically all about contractors and licensing. Um, I had a not-for-profit, United Friends of America. After Sandy, we helped tons of people at no cost to them, all on a volunteer basis. And we recently I'm one of the founders and board members of Freeport for Veterans. We just had a big event where we brought veterans out for the day and just so they can enjoy themselves. We had a clam bake. We had all the food and the beer donated. Everybody cooked for them, and we just served the veterans, which they deserve. So it was a great event.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. So that's amazing. Thank
Yeah,
you so much for that.
yeah.
So tell us about your company, about the services, about your company, what you offer.
Sure. So like I said, we're getting more involved in this pre-construction service agreement where we're actually kind of doing the consulting on the front end, where we're not jumping in with both feet, a rushed estimate, and it's really not just to help us out, it helps the contractor out. I'm sorry, helps the customer out. We change orders and unforeseen conditions and all these things always cause controversy. The price not being what the price is at the beginning always causes controversy. We've found over 43 years of doing it, we want to eliminate that controversy. We want a smooth sale for both us and the customer. So, we go in, the price is the price, they want to change things. They're well aware that they are changing from this to that and it costs more. But we like to do that up front. So they have everybody's got to meet a budget. So that's,
And any areas you cover? Any specific areas?
well, we've held licenses from Florida to Boston.
Oh, wow. Wow. So there you go. There you go. Well, that's good to know.
Right now, we're licensed Nassau, Suffolk, Southampton, Island Park, Long Beach, New York City. We have a commercial license in New York City and Westchester.
Wow, folks.
Yeah.
If you want an experienced contractor, please contact Ben Jackson. And what's the best
Thank you.
what's the best way to reach you?
Best way to reach me is my office phone, 516-623-2945. or you can email us at office@bgccorp.com.
Okay, thank you, Ben. Thank you for sharing your story. And if you would like to be a guest for Winning on Wednesday, please simply go to winningonwednesday.com and sign up as a first-time guest. And we hope to see you. Take care.
Thank you, Juan.
Thank you.